Everyone will be starting shortly. I am getting everything set up and then we'll be good to go. Oh, hey, Ruffletrod. Wow. You got here fast. Welcome. Okay, that's done. This is up. Connection seems good. All right, so hello everyone. Welcome to another stream of Phoenix Wright Trilogy HD plus whatever it's called. But yeah, welcome. Last time we had finished off the core cases for Ace Attorney, and we are now doing the final case, which is apparently a bonus case, which was added in when they ported it over to the DS. Because if I remember correctly, I think the original was on Game Boy or something. It's been a while. I'd have to look it up, but essentially the one we got in the English release was a bonus case, which is what we are doing today. And I mentioned it last time, but it is my personal favorite of the series because it throws in a few extra things which it didn't have before, and I don't think they did it again in the future, so it's cool. But without further ado, we'll switch over to the game and begin. Set through the good stuff. GBA, it was originally planned for Game Boy Color. Ah. I see. Right. Do. Let's see if I can get this centered. Go. There. Fresh restream again. Alright, so we will now begin. We will be watching the intro again, purely because last time it was a teaser, now this time's the actual intro. So, bam. Yes. Two towers. A knife. A very smooth body. Here we go. I'll get my voice ready. It has been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. 22nd. This is the next year, so this would be 2017? 10:02 a.m. Why do I come here on the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? My sister's trial's tomorrow. Who you? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? Sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are a coffee boy? Does he look like a coffee boy? He wears a suit. What kind of coffee boy wears a suit? Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. But why? Please, I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? Is this your twin? Because they both have the same hair bun thing. Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I wonder what that's a, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Not innuendo. Attributing to, you know. Like sometimes they make a anagram. That's it. I'm a scientific investigator. And the exact mannerisms. Yeah. Scientific investigator. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of, jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 old this year. Wait, you're not even 16? I thought she was. She's actually younger than Maya. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. So that would be when you're 19. My work is becoming quite well known at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you could call me a 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife, she wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it, she didn't do it. I know she didn't do it, it's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So many topics are getting brought up. So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, have you know? You are. You're a teenager, which is still in a child's years. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. Later games only put them a year apart. It might be because of, like, the dates. I'm not sure. Like, they might have forgotten for all I know. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for lack of enthusiasm. You mean they're not? It would have to be, otherwise they wouldn't find out things like blood and fingerprints and stuff. That's science. Is this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school. Huh. She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out there, so you must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Good job, Phoenix. See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first person who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a bit. She analyzed it scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'll give you $50 for it. Sorry, but it's not for sale. Yet. What do you mean yet? Why are you all depressed, Phoenix? Those were Steel Samurai. I stuck up here on the day that she left. I didn't have the heart to take it down. I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. Mia's plant, Charlie. I'm taking care of him in Maya's absence. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. Egads, the bellboy was staring right at me. Egads? You know, it'd be funny if, like, in a future game, they use the second Bellwater Hotel or whatever, and there's another murder there. Difficult-looking legal book standing formidable role. They mock me. I tried reading one, and it made my head hurt. When I closed it, it slipped out of my hand. Then my foot hurt, too. Oh, Phoenix. Mia's desk. I sit here even less now than I've stopped taking cases. I ought to at least dust it off once in a while. Foreshadowing. Yeah. Charlie is best plan. Detention center. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want any visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Did you not want to raise this year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? She has no face. Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I don't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. I mean, it does. Whatever. Cousin It, yeah. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how'd you know my name? How'd you know me? Not my name, just me. Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor of this district. You're a prosecutor? I have to say, you look quite good in high definition. 2 sisters, 1 lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? It's fate, Phoenix. Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like... no one. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? I see if anything's different when you look around. Smile for the camera. This guy monitors the visitor's room. He's frozen in fear of the frigid Miss Lana. Feeling a bit chilly myself. There's something you should know from the start, which is 2 girls, 1 lawyer. The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. What? Wait, but the suspect is me. I did it. Oh, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. It's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. Why, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? What the hell? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to the loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Sounds like it's about to crack. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. I mean, we've never met. And we're a defense attorney. Why would you know the chief prosecutor? Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. What's up your hand? Lana? Yeah. What happened to your hand? All this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him. That is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she's the class head of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from the office. Although it seems he was very little in common with Mia. Hey! He was in law school. I was in my third year and she was adulting? Auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney, anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. No, they're gay for each other, okay? That's it. That's final. Just like Phoenix and fucking Edgeworth, apparently. Allegedly. That was the best there was. Oh, I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Oh, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I'm auditing my guilt. Or admitting. God damn it, I need to read before I say it. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana? Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright. Yes? I believe our discussion here has ended. The rest, I leave it to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your clients have confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. We weren't even originally going to take this. She must have gone to Florida school. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. I'm gonna find out. I nearly said I'm not gonna find out. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... Well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out the underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Through the parking lot. Oh man, this brings back memories seeing this area. God. I should probably also say when I played this like a few times before, I kept getting stuck, and I always got stuck here. I kept coming back to this bloody area. So this is the lot where it happened, huh? Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work! Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now on, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, see? Hey there! You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Oh, yeah! Oh, God, I have to try and do an American accent. What do we have here? Looks like a Bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn. God, it's hard to read this and say it. Folks have gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall? Marshall looks like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my Gans Gold Strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along now. Happy trails, Bambina. I freaking love that guy. He's the best. I wish he came up more. Was that, Ombre a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, he seems? It's a step ladder! Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference in scientific terms, please? Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems horribly familiar somehow. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. Can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's breaking. Or broken. Why can't I read? What's this? Wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. Which I have never done before. I usually just hide evidence. But this one case with this wallet, I have to tell someone. I don't believe it. This is a real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Scientific. What the... Read! Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed into pocket. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick of examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now. Look at the court record. Oh, it's in 3D! You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. Look, I think that might be a clue here. You should check it out and press with a press of enter. Or I could just double click. Oh my god. His name's all a blur, but I think that says Sergeant. I think that says Bruce Goodman? Maybe? And then ID something 447 something 89. Police department. This This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Oh, I was right. I was right on the sergeant. I was right on the Bruce Goodman. Not the number, though. See? Well, isn't this scientific investigation useful? It literally... all we did was just open up the wallet. That's not science. I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. What is this, an ATM? This is where the car leaves the lot. The arrows on the ground makes it look like there's an entrance. What you're talking about is plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose. Haha, the theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Ah, hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German, or was he British? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Look at a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You could see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Look, a door! This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open! A mysterious lock! I failed to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know! This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. Drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know! I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. Did she read my mind? Whoa. Why make an outline of the body like that? If at all. Well, no to waste, let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary. Could you tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please. No problem, partner. About time for vittles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon on the 12th floor on the prospector's office. Might just find you a conveyancer if you like. Prospector's office? What does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self. Look up Viddle's Saloon Conveyancer. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. Y'all can look around here if you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right. Great. Great! Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me, were you two all set? Us? Camera means Arabic. What's this? She couldn't be... You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello, half and half, was it? What? Yellow and brown, and a red thing. That's either rice and meat, or meat and meat. Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming for you, or coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passers-by. Where are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? Witness clearly saw me committing the crime. Crime. I could have put echo on. I need to do that more, because that would work for those. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Well, before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I almost read that as yippee. Yipes, she means it. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny was yesterday. Special for some reason. You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of iniquity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid the homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutor convention yesterday? I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. You? The most heinous of all are the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. Also, she has a weird hat with giant rice balls on them for some reason. So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say about what they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Sky wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. She's so dramatic. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Huh, of course. It's quite a feat, becoming a chief prosecutor. Excuse you, those are jellyfish. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know about the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best for the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tied General Sal's trilobite lunch set. I will say, that looks terrifying. It looks like an alien rather than a fish. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I've come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. Who's the boyfriend? So to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis, not. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha! Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they are, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That should be a cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough up, Queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Trilobites are prehistoric water bugs, yeah. It's just, I'm surprised that she has that, seeing as it's, what, like millions of years old? Present. I'm going to show you my ID badge. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme Lunchbox? Why are the pickles yellow? It looks more like lemon. Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles? Kind of sad lunch if you ask me. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady, why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. I always feel like I'm being mocked. Alright, well, I'm gonna look at some more stuff. Oh no, I can't turn left. Oh, I won't. Guess I'll just leave. Oh man, a trophy with a K? That outfit on the wall looks surprisingly familiar. Oh, and it's also got the thingy here. This is the kind of room that could just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. Trophy? What, that shield? Takes real nerve to display stuff like this. It's literally just been thrown onto the chair. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and... Right. Her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No, it was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We were just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red car. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. I wasn't gonna. I want to examine first. Let's look at this. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket? Right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure that there's a story behind it, why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. He's getting way too excited about this. Yeah, now that I think about it, why would you put an outfit inside a freaking picture frame? Just seems weird. I don't think anyone does that. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It's a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Given to Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors is the PD on the day of the murder. How do we know that? We didn't even ask that. My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something on the bottom of this foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? Oh no. I don't think so. Work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. Polished so well I can see my own reflection. Why did we think of him? Strange. Why did I just picture Dr. Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take the name work plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. It's amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavour. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely blended concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Whoa, what a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out of this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Is it? Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blues and a bit of tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. This Edwards must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges. Surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Whoa, these are old case files? They're all stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edward wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe again? He must have studied these cases reports really so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Stop trying to put down Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pulls over his case files up here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. He's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheeks from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? So, the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, didn't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Just immediately throw your sister under the bus. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yeah, yes, sir, Emma Skye. It's nice to see you again. Now, that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise for me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand... Wait, what did you just say? Anna Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Huh. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. Wow, that has not been more poignant than now. Jesus. Yeah, that is just... I think that would be poignant for any time of the day, because a lot of people were like that. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? A bronze shield? There's got to be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky. Sorry, I had a weird burp at the same time I was saying that. Ugh. Chief Prosecutor Sky? Yes, we worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? And not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Why do you have a knife? What? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was a knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. What? Why do you keep a knife in a toolbox? What? No prints. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Here, look at my badge. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney a long time ago. What? You wanted to be a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Yet my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Says you. Say that when you're coming back in the next game, buddy. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be the same side as Edgeworth. But then my sister would be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. See, this is why we need a partner, because Phoenix would just show all of his freaking evidence to just anyone. He'd be like, hey, why did you take my thing away? Because it's evidence, buddy. So, basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You could take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. To the police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. Do you not? I thought everyone did. Sorry, I missed that. Everyone did what? He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask you more about yesterday? What about the knife? Oh, I didn't actually mean to look at that, but sure. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What Edgeworth's doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekend roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Oh, there's a scary thought. Weirdly enough, I can't move the magnifying glass for some reason. I don't know why. I can rotate the thing, but I can't. Whatever. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense. Especially with you. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. I'm pretty sure most people keep a knife. I do not keep a knife. I mean, we have knives for, like, cutlery and things. I don't have, like, a personal life that I just carry around. Or having a toolbox. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office, which sounds weird, but whatever. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. The ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and rewards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth parking stub added to the court record. 17/12/221. When actuality, it's the 21st of the 2nd. But yeah. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. Murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, what, right? I appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh god. How do I do this guy's voice? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. You got your report, sir? Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I'm not in the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Just not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very on. Blah! Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir! I'm following orders, sir. They told me to bring you this. Wasn't aware of the particulars of it. Give me the name. Yes. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir? Officer Meekins? Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he's absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Right. Yes, sir? He caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down at least. Goodbye. Hey, it's the mascot. Ooh, finally here. I went to put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office. Beats me, that taxi took almost 30 minutes to get here, and traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? I've only ever been to the criminal affairs next door. Huh? Hold on, what's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh, wait, I know. This is the blue badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot because he looks nothing like a badger. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the blue badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. Does that say campaign? Why does it say campaign? Campaign something that looks like it's backwards. I was wondering about that. What, the dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances and dances and dances until the battery dies. Poor blue badger, fated to dance until he drops. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the police in these posters, the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. But the patrolman is looting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, do you know, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. I always get excited when I come to the police station. Why's that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the people and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprint sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. But what family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who's stuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Mr. Wright, do you know why the patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda. Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. A game theory! Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We just had been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did you not have those at your zoo? I mean, that's a good point. Why not zebras? I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. What if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence to get her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sis? Just please, investigate the case carefully. Okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using the words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing, really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Are you fired? Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean, this time? And what happened? I know things are pretty busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true, we've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Now that I don't believe. Only the highest ranked people are being let into the criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? And this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting to Badger Dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief prosecutor himself is directing this investigation, pal. Or chief of police. What did I say? Chief prosecutor? An officer marshal was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer marshal? Now I think about it, Emma did seem to know that marshal guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Men, show their police badge. Enough said. Wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait, speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's card, didn't I? Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. I mean, Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see, Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work at... Whoa, now I remember. I didn't get a chance to read that. Bruce Goodman, he's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective? Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Found in Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Oh, wait, I didn't mean... sure, of course, someone really else did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little well too organized to be a coincidence. Fun fact, while they did the DS release kept it the same, the Trilogy re-release altered dialogue. So this case fits better in the timeline. Oh! Interesting, okay. I didn't know that. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? I have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Oh, didn't mean to do that. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on things I don't know about. You made this thing. Now, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. So this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he's handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but... word is that Chief Prosecutor Skye called him out there to the parking lot. And none is confessing as much. He's in a tough spot. Again. Again. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always been unusually strong ties with the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say that the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this all for us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is... what was his name? The guy in the parking lot? Deputy Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular office. Let me try that again. Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From the West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Why is the writing crossed out? I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're surprised to be there. Nobody will look at you twice, pal. Hey, look here. Looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe it's a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Oh god, I have to go all the way back. So we're going to take another 30-minute ride to get back here. Just to be like, hey, can we look around now? Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. How many boyfriends do you have? What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that lost its herd. I said that weird. Jake Marshall. Strange guy put in charge of a crime scene. I guess we'll show him the thing first. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? You be holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look where it should say letter of introduction. It says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler, strike out for the lands unknown. Manifest destiny, let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, police investigations are like a settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Officer Marshall, could you tell us about the victim? Good man always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman, he was a detective, right? Well, well, aren't you a feisty dog here? There now. Detective Gumshoe Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here is the autopsy report. Goodman's report added to the court record. Died at 4 p.m. or an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. There we go. I read it properly that time. Death due to blood loss. Note, one wife wound. Why can't I read? I said wife. Knife wound. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman have nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked on a few cases a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. There's one reason why he didn't do much with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot? So it seems like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shooting you for that for Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now? So how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye on out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? I see your badge. Looks pretty round. Our badge is a star, a lone star shining in the nighttime sky. A beam of light illuminating evildoers who come in the dark of night. Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight. That actually sounds really cool. Hey, that's a sheriff's badge. What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. We found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Texas? This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang on with her out with the pros. God! Ah, a toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? You get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office in criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've got cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you gotta draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. 5:12 p.m. Prosecutor's bright red steed came into a trot. Real slow like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prosecutor was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So you mean the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along? Alright, and that one. Was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. I wonder if there's an exact, like, measurement for this thing. I pressed the wrong button. Police department. Something about 300%. Oh, I probably should have read this. Let me try again. I should probably read it. I thought it was just going to be a short thing. A name and ID and number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189. Wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason we still have written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabba-Dab. See, wouldn't that be better? Yabba-Dab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point! It doesn't take much to amuse her. Can I examine my ID badge? Oh my god, I can! So this is what the back of the badge looks like. I always thought it had a safety pin. Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. I mean, you couldn't lend your badge to anyone? No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. Look at it in its 3D glory. Alright, well, we can examine now. Now we can look at this. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. We can't think of anyone else who could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yes. Right, let's check it out. Oh god, you have to be this slow? You could have gone to the left and it would have been faster. It's a flip phone. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? No, because no phone has that. They don't have a blue button. You just go to the contact screen. Surprised you didn't know about that. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this out. Let's check this phone out. It's got to be fiddly because I can't move the freaking cursor. Now, let's see who the owner of this phone call lost. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that phone, didn't you? Oh, well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. So I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Last call made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. Oh, what could this mean? I really wish I could move the damn cursor. There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I'm due during the finals. Never mind, it's nothing. Boom, 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 boom. Look who's here? This is rope, isn't it? Yep, they laid it into the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. What's this? Looks like some sort of note. Look, something's written on it. 675-12-2. You're right, let's see. I guess it could be an S. 67S-12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above. That Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for detective reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Well, it already looks suspicious because the S is going the wrong way. Like, the way that this looks to me is that it's the other way around. It's upside down. It's such a good thing I don't remember a lot about the minutiae of this case, because I don't know if I'm right or wrong. But this looks like it's actually supposed to be the other way around, so it's supposed to be something like 221 SL9? Maybe? But who knows? This appears to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. It's a cow eating another cow. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. A dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. I think that's it. I don't see anything else coming up. So, there's a connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor tomorrow is none other than Edwards himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You're my sister. You were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gone to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prosecutor's office, or prospectors. Dry wind or ill wind? Well, someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? There are prosecutors out we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to the source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edwards couldn't whistle up all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. Were you saying Edwards was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. I suck at this accent. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden down somewhere down here. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing that's still bothering me is that Lina is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma. Yeah? I know that your phone... There. I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's a Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? That phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updating the court record. Last call made to her sister, Emma, at 5:18 on the day of the murder. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. I mean, of course, we don't know anything yet. First part done. Whew. Now, there are some people out here that don't actually like this case because it is actually quite long. Like, in considered to the other cases. But, yeah. Y'all ready for the crazy? I'm ready for the crazy stuff that's going to happen in this case. Ugh. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Apparently there are still a lot of grey areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big crazy grey area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you... You remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. That is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. I mean, he's not wrong. You're literally telling him how to do his job, and you've never been a defense attorney. It's like if the reverse was happening, you wouldn't be happy that a defense attorney was telling you that you're not a good prosecutor. Like, what? Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without Faye helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Is that why he hasn't been taking cases? Because he doesn't have Mia or Maya? Such a baby! He did the first case on his own. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. "10 a.m. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since that trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here is in our hands, not of those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to the crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? What the hell is that? Caviar on top of jacket potatoes? That's what it looks like. Oh, caviar! I haven't eaten caviar before. Judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's literally just rice with a bunch of seeds in the middle. It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. I think every single case, Edgeworth has a problem getting people's names during cases. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? She put caviar on potato. She's guilty as shit. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Mr. Starr was a detective? I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for its visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's supposed to keep the visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was the valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? You're giving a testimony, you're not going to fucking murder the guy. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuitions at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor stand next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her hand. In her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, this is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. How does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I don't know what went wrong with my voice there, but yeah. How did you know? I respect the prosecutors something, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted method will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, you have something personal against the prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, so as you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Yeah, of course. Very well. May I continue, Miss Starr? This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge has to think before replying. I mean, if it's all agreed upon, then yeah, she can have as many boyfriends as she wants. But if she's just like going out with different people and no one knows, or the people that she's in a relationship don't know that, that's kind of a dick thing to do. The security guard room is in the lot in Block A. It's up on the second floor level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the security room, the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Huh. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in a lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife which the victim was stabbed with was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. Huh, what an odd case this is. And the person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera because, you know, I like to do illegal shit. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the Particularly Division of Criminal Affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the knife was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the locations of a man's vital organs because, you know, they need to know how to kill someone. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Huh? Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? The pointy tip to the knife. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Huh. The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flash wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, this star's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having a panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. She prosecuted standing next to a garage car. Egg is ang for a type of person. Damn it, I didn't want to do that. I've pressed on everything, so at this point I would try and show evidence, but I'm not sure what evidence I would show. I guess maybe this one? Oh, I was right. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. What the hell is that supposed to be? This weird jar. I'm sure that's a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took for the very moment of the crime, is it not? And why is this guy not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that? Blood spatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You gotta be better. You got a better idea? Yeah. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture at the moment that she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch for the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in this photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most like. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Ah! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. I guess I'll press her on it first. What if she was just a habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
Objection!
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. Then where are they? Why don't I have them? They were rubber gloves, as of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion we can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry it took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them all thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. We've got to think of a way that show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Blah, 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 blah. Right, so I know that this is wrong because she had an injury on her hand, and she said that she got the injury when she stabbed the guy. Yet she's wearing gloves. There's no sign of an injury, and it only has the victim's blood. But I'm not sure how I would go about writing that. I have the feeling I have to do this one again. No, I don't. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Oh, whoops. I'm going to save, because I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes here. Okay, it was the knife. I was saying it's either the picture or the knife. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes on for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, that is my knife. What's with this case? A bloody murder weapon? A red car? all belonging to the prosecutor there? Defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Army, our prosecutors bad people. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget that weapon. Order! Order! Order. Great, now the tide is turning in my favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. It's literally just one thing. Don't jump the goat that soon. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution would care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a judge against the victim. Nothing else could have driven that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Well, she already said something immediately that stands out to me, but I will still press on everything.
Hold it!
You said that, but you haven't told us you know. Or how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like putting a bun out of the oven unbaked, half-baked. Something's half-baked here, right? All right, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves.
Hold it!
You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Which means that there's no proof proving that there was or wasn't. So that means we're at void here. This isn't applicable. Miss Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have at least tried a public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
Hold it!
What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See? We agree that there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? No, it's not. I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Knife and again. Well, I don't need to press on this because we know that he was stabbed once.
Objection!
we go. Sorry, I had to pick something on the floor because I felt there was something that I was standing on, and I was like, what the hell was that? Anyway, you say you stabbed him again and again, or she stabbed him. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk, he's my hero, really. I came up with it first. Edgeworth is stealing my thunder. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? We got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. I have a nagging suspicion. Yeah, I thought so, because I remembered the picture. I was like, she didn't wear that in the picture, though. So,
Objection!
immediately, that's wrong. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. Oh, come on! Edgeworth, stop stealing my thunder! The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Huh. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? Are people just reading my mind? The part where your sister stabbed the victim. The next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. Why would she try to run? Because she didn't know anyone was there. She would just walk normally. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Chief Prosecutor made to escape, but against an Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. I think anyone would be. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow. Right. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Or Mr. Wright. Well, it might as well be Mr. Edgeworth. He's the one that's solving everything, because he's not giving me a chance to say stuff. Your cross-examination, if you will. I'm going to rip your testimony apart.
Hold it!
So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure that she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing to do for a criminal. What did you do then?
Hold it!
You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press some more details. Yes. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The lunch car, land car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. The cough-up queen, lunch lady, athlete indeed. I would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, you heard... What you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. This implies she climbed a 9-foot fence in those heels. Yeah. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Wow. That doesn't sound like a good thing at all. Emergency cell phone should be usable at all times. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Had to use her cell instead. Key question for now. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I only say this one time, so listen close, rookie. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. And then when I boldly grabbed her arm, chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Alright, well, there is something wrong with this. Because she couldn't have seen her. That just, like, talk about it made me realize what I was missing. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
Objection!
God damn it, Edgeworth! The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? Huh, I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Look at this. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you wouldn't have seen it. Ah! Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not cuffing up lunch, she's cuffing up lies! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you can allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
Objection!
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one.
Objection!
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to your clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimonies we heard up till now points in one direction. The place from where Mr. Starr witnessed the crime was here. Well, like was said, in order for him or her to see both this murder and the call, they would have to have been somewhere where she could see both locations. Now, you'd think it'd be over here, but if you remember, they had a security room, which is high above, which can see the entire parking lot, regardless of this wall. Like, the only thing that makes it weird is that she somehow went from over here when taking a picture to suddenly all the way over here.
Take that!
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. I am built different. Order, order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty must be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. The photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us the reason, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crimes from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference in what could change. Angle of view, distance to the crime, difference in lighting. I would say the distance to the crime. I mean, not only is it the angle, but the distance as well, because when there was the chain links in the front, when the chain link fence was in the way, she would be able to climb over that and get to her quickly. But if she was in the security guard station, she would have to go through the entire building to go back down. At least that's my understanding. So let's do that. Distance. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at this floor plan is quite clear. The distance between the crime scene and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that could change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, you Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? That just looks weird. The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with my fresh boysenberry jam. What? To my boyfriend. Okay, whatever. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Couldn't you just kick it down then in your high heels, seeing as you can climb a fence? What the hell? That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But if it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him, I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Objection. It's not. No one uses a spork. I have never seen anyone use one. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Death was at 4. Between 4 and 5:30. 5:18. 5 minutes from then would have been 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that would mean that the picture she took would have been after she'd made that call.
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I got lunchboxes that tie pasta into nuts, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with that 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not a killer. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She had even taken her picture taken. Whatever. No true criminal would act this way. This is inconceivable. Yar! Not the sandwiches. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. There it is. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony because I was bribed with a lunch. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. Probably after this testimony, if it doesn't stop or what, I'm going to have to stop. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe, did I not bring this up? 2 types of bloods were found on the shoe. One was the course of the victims, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? And I mentioned, I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. How'd you have 3 in the same department? In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know that the evidence rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Which means that every evidence that we have brought up has been the same thing, because we haven't been giving it to the police. We just have it, and we're just like, here you go. But apparently now there's a law. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edward sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty solemn. You can at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged. Victim's shoe added to the court record. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say, I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dating. Oh, dating. We're dealing. Because she keeps mentioning boyfriends, and I'm imagining that she's just dating. With the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let us get this over with. Like, no one's on her side now. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck up with the shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that would happen. See this fashionable basket that I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In the case, you remove valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert. And she got away with the little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And the blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with the blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, Rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's with Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties it directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Ugh. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe? Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you peppered fish guts, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradiction about this victim's shoe? Show us problem with the evidence. Oh. Oh. I was trying to rotate it the other way, but I guess that works. Blood on the bottom. Why is it not turning yellow?
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. There's nothing in your hand. Indeed, there is quite a lot of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly contradict me about the bottom of the shoe? Well, the picture, because there was no blood. No, present it.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why aren't there any bloody footprints around the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe.
Objection!
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Objection!
Ah, then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. Well, witness. What, huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. That's not true. We literally make stuff up. What the hell are you talking about, Phoenix? What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? A witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told you about the apprehending the subject. Man, words are failing me today. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an order. And, oh, she'd been beautiful, predator, lemon, rubber, ow. I thought that was a strange thing to normally a cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Wah! Well, that still doesn't make sense because the picture would have been before that. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy right hand was her. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well... I thought you had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. Photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at this asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. If it's not your fault, I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems that this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Oh, seriously, he has psychic powers. Come on. He can literally hear a dead woman speaking to him, even when Maya is not anywhere near him. Ugh. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection!
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right? Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Translation, get off your ass. Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photo. The muffler. The problem is the photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? Huh. So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is so important to the case. You said as much as in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Because, how are people this dense?
Take that!
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yar! Could it be that the muffler that you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means that this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, warg! Well, it seems we still have to... we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Which, again, you do anyway because you weren't asking all the questions. You said, oh, picture? Yeah, this is fine. We don't need to look at this. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we have seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Oh, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Please don't say hold it. Thank God. Ah! Eat that, cough up, queen! Ugh. But yeah, we did it. Woo! Alright, and with that, we will stop there. First and second part done. This took a lot longer than I meant to, but then, yeah, this case is kind of long anyway. But it's great. I love it. I'm looking forward to when we continue it next time on Friday. Yeah, Friday. It is enjoyable. I don't know if we'll finish it on Friday. I think we still got quite a bit to do, so we might finish it Friday or we might finish it next week. But yeah, it's good. I like it. We'll see what we can figure out next time. Wonder if people have started to get a little intrigue in this one and trying to figure out what's going on and who's really the killer, because, you know, it would kind of ruin Phoenix's job prospects if it's found that his person is actually guilty and he's just defending someone against their will who wants to be found guilty or something. Still weird. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with more BioShock and be back with this on Friday, so be sure to tune in for that. As usual, if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, do the bell notifications, you know when I next stream immediately. And if you want to help support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips. Both help immensely. If you do become a patron, you get your name added to this list, such as with Hiro Rukuni, and I thank you for the continued support. I get your name used in games when they come up. Maybe I'll name a gun or something, or a unit after you, if that ever comes up. But for now, we'll stop there for today. So thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. It was good to see you, Raffatron, and anyone else that managed to make it. And until tomorrow, you all take care and have a nice rest of the day. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.